This video is only for the beginners who doesn't like to read the books, but who has the wish or who wants to read the books. If you are interested to speak English, most of us, they used to say that you have to start reading the books. So we are starting a segment, a story per day or a story for you. Segment recently I've selected. This is a storybook. Normally this is for the kids. Actually the purpose of this video is not to make you interested in the stories. The purpose is that it will create an interest in your mind that it's quite fine, it's easy for me to start reading. Start 2 pages per day. Let's move on to the story. This is Tenali Raman's story. So we will start with how Tenali became a jester. This is a popular tale of how Tenali became a jester in King Krishnadevaraya's court. Tenali was a great devotee of Kalki Devi. Once he prayed to her for the whole night. She was very pleased. So she appeared before him and said, Tenali Raman, go and meet King Krishnadevaraya, and became a jester in his court. Tenali Raman did as a directed. He went to Vijayanagar and entered the royal court without permission. King Krishnadevaraya became very angry. He ordered his guards to chop off Tenali Raman's head. He was put in the prison for the night. He was to be killed in the morning. But witty Tenali brain had already worked. Next morning the guards came to take him for the execution. Tenali said, according to the rule, you should fulfill my last wish. I would like to follow the customs correctly before dying. Please let me bath in the Tungabhadra river before I die. The guards allowed Tenali Raman to do so. After the bath, Tenali Raman said that he wanted to meditate. So he sat by a riverside to meditate. As the meditation was over, the guards got ready for the execution. But Tenali said, please let me have some food. So the guards offered him food. After eating the food, Tenali Raman was ready for a short nap. But the guards were very surprised to hear his requirement. But according to the rules, they were bound to agree with him. Now Tenali Raman slept for a few hours and the guards could not kill him. When he woke up, he said, oh, why haven't you executed me yet? You must follow your king's orders. Let me make it easy for you. I will go and stand neck deep in the river and will shut my eyes. Then you can use your sword to strike my neck. The guards agreed. The Tenali Raman stood in the water. The moment he closed his eyes, the guard blew his sword, but Tenali dived deep under the water and the sword cut through the air. The Tenali appeared a few yards away in the water. He asked the guard to take him to the king. The guard took him to the king and told the king about what happened. Although the king smiled to himself, but actually at heart he appreciated Tenali's wit. Then he offered the guards to let Tenali Raman be killed by elephants. The king wanted to see how the intelligent Tenali would escape this time. This time the guards took Tenali Raman to the outskirts of the city. They dug a trench and buried Tenali Raman up to his neck and then filled up the trench. Then they left to get the elephant. Tenali was making a plan in his mind to escape when he was a washerman with a hunch approaching him. He was carrying a big bundle of clothes on his back. The washerman came near Tenali Raman and asked, what are you doing here and why are you buried neck deep in the trench? Tenali Raman said, dear friend, I am a washerman like you. I also developed a hunch like yours by carrying a loads of clothes. A great Vaidya told me to bury myself in mud, and now slowly my backbone has straightened. The washerman believed Tenali's fake tale and wished to get his hunched back cured. So he dug out the mud and freed Tenali Raman and got himself buried in his place. Then Tenali went to the palace and the washerman lay buried neck deep in the mud-filled trench. The washerman cried out when he saw the guards approaching him with the elephant. The guards heard his cries and noticed that it was someone else in the place of Tenali Raman. The guards freed the washerman. Then they rushed to the palace to inform the king about the escape of Tenali. When the guards reached the court, they were surprised to see Tenali Raman standing in front of the king. He himself was narrating the whole story of his escape. On hearing the state of his escape, the king and the courtiers were laughing. Then the king said, Tenali Raman, you are really an intelligent and clever man. I appoint you as a minister in my court. But Tenali Raman interrupted him and said, Your Majesty, I don't want to be a royal minister, I want to be a jester. Now the king grew very angry and said, You thankless fellow, how dare you deny my orders? Go away and don't dare to show me your face. Tenali Raman bowed his head and left the royal court. Next morning, Tenali Raman, wearing an earthen pot on his head, came into the royal court. His face was covered. There were 2 tiny holes in the earthen pot that helped him to see. The king saw him and asked, Who are you? Your Majesty, I am your royal jester. There are no jesters in my court, said the king. Actually, I am the one of your ministers. Yesterday, you told me never to show my face. So I am here with an earthen pot. Cover my face. On hearing this, the king and the courtiers burst into laughter. Finally, the king appointed Tenali Raman as the royal jester in the royal court of Vijayanagar. Hope all of you like this story. Even if you doesn't like the story, just watch this video for 2 to 3 minutes. This will help you to start speaking English fluently. This will help you to upgrade your speaking skills. So see you next time with some other interesting stories which is going to be useful for you. Till then, take care, and Shiju Thomas signing off.